Flesh wound.
We're terrible people. If you get to know us, we're actually really nice.
The story of They Will Kill You unfolds in the heart of New York City, where towering buildings hide countless secrets behind their polished walls. Among these structures stands a mysterious high-rise known as the Virgil, a place that appears luxurious and welcoming from the outside, but carries a dark reputation among those who know its history. The building is home to an unusual community of residents whose lives seem strangely connected, and over the years rumors have quietly spread about people who entered the building but were never seen again. Despite these whispers, the truth behind those disappearances remains hidden. Buried beneath layers of secrecy and silence, the story begins when a woman named Asia Reeves is searching for a new start in life. Her past has not been easy, and she is trying to rebuild her future by finding stable work. While browsing job listings, she comes across an advertisement looking for a live-in housekeeper in a prestigious New York high-rise. The offer seems surprisingly generous, promising good pay and a comfortable place to stay. For someone trying to move forward after a difficult past, the opportunity feels almost too good to ignore. Without knowing what truly awaits her, she accepts the job and prepares to begin a new chapter of her life. When Asia arrives at the Virgil, she is immediately struck by the building's unusual atmosphere. The architecture is grand and elegant, with long hallways, polished floors, and towering windows that overlook the busy city streets below. At first glance, everything appears perfectly normal, almost luxurious. However, there is something unsettling about the silence that fills the corridors and the strange way some residents watch her as she passes by. Even the staff members seem cautious, speaking in quiet tones and avoiding direct answers to simple questions. As Asia settles into her new job, she begins performing the routine tasks expected of a housekeeper. She cleans apartments, organizes living spaces, and interacts with various residents throughout the building. Each person she meets seems slightly different from the others, yet they all share an unusual sense of secrecy. Some appear friendly but distant, while others behave in ways that feel quietly threatening. The longer Asia remains in the building, the more she senses that something about this community is deeply wrong. During her first nights in the Virgil, strange events begin occurring. Doors creak open when no one is nearby, shadows move across hallways, and unusual symbols appear carved into walls and furniture. At first, Asia assumes these moments are simply the result of her imagination adjusting to a new environment. However, the incidents soon become too frequent and too disturbing to ignore. It begins to feel as though the building itself is watching her, waiting for something to happen. While exploring different areas of the building, Asia learns that the Virgil has a long and disturbing history. Residents have mysteriously vanished over the years, leaving behind no clear explanation for their disappearance. Some people claim they moved away unexpectedly, while others insist the building hides darker secrets. These rumors begin to take on a more frightening meaning when Asia notices that no one inside the building seems willing to discuss the past openly among the residents. She encounters individuals who appear to hold positions of quiet influence within the community. They observe Asia carefully, almost as if they are evaluating her presence. Their conversations are filled with vague references and cryptic remarks that hint at traditions and rituals taking place behind closed doors. The deeper Asia becomes involved with the building's routines, the more she realizes she may have unknowingly stepped into something far more dangerous than a simple housekeeping job. As the nights pass, the tension inside the Virgil grows stronger. Asia begins discovering hidden rooms, strange markings, and evidence that the building's residents may be connected through a secretive organization. Their behavior suggests that they are part of a cult devoted to dark rituals and mysterious beliefs. The discovery forces Asia to confront a terrifying possibility. The disappearances connected to the building may not have been accidents at all. One of the most disturbing realizations comes when Asia understands that the residents of the Virgil may have been waiting for someone like her. The job advertisement that brought her there was not a coincidence, but part of a carefully designed plan. The people living inside the building appear to follow a ritualistic tradition that requires a sacrifice. And Asia may have unknowingly been chosen as their next victim. Once this horrifying truth begins to reveal itself, Asia's simple job transforms into a desperate fight for survival. Every hallway becomes a potential trap, every resident a possible threat. The building that once looked like a luxurious home now feels like a prison filled with enemies watching her every move. Escape becomes her only goal, yet leaving the building may prove far more difficult than she imagined. The residents of the Virgil begin showing their true nature as the night progresses. Their polite smiles disappear, replaced by a cold determination to carry out whatever ritual they believe in. Some members of the group attempt to manipulate Asia psychologically, convincing her that resistance is pointless. Others pursue her through the building's corridors, turning the once quiet environment into a chaotic and deadly maze. As the situation grows more dangerous, Asia realizes that survival will require more than simply running away. She must use intelligence, courage, and quick thinking to outmaneuver the people hunting her. The building becomes a battlefield where every room, staircase, and hallway might offer either safety or danger. The tension continues building as she searches for a way to escape before the ritual reaches its final stage. Throughout the night, the story blends moments of dark humor with intense action and horror. The terrifying situation forces Asia to push beyond her limits, discovering a strength she may never have realized she possessed. Every decision she makes carries enormous risk, and every moment of hesitation could allow the cult members to close in around her. Meanwhile, the mysterious leaders of the cult continue pursuing their goal with unwavering dedication. To them, the ritual they are preparing is not merely violence, but part of a belief system they have followed for years. Their confidence makes them even more dangerous, because they truly believe their actions are justified by a higher purpose. As the night reaches its climax, the conflict between Asia and the cult escalates into a final struggle for survival. The building's hidden rooms and secret passageways reveal the full extent of the organization's operations. What began as a simple job opportunity turns into a nightmare where one woman must face an entire community, determined to sacrifice her for their dark traditions. In these final moments, the story explores themes of fear, resilience, and the human instinct to survive even in the most impossible situations. Asia's determination becomes the only thing standing between life and death as she fights to escape the deadly environment surrounding her. The events inside the Virgil ultimately reveal how easily ordinary places can hide extraordinary darkness. A building that appears safe and ordinary from the outside can conceal secrets capable of destroying anyone who enters without understanding the danger. By the end of the story, the experience leaves a lasting impression about the hidden dangers that sometimes exist beneath the surface of everyday life. What began as a search for a new job becomes a terrifying journey through paranoia, violence, and survival. Where trust becomes impossible and every step could lead to death, the narrative of They Will Kill You stands as a tense and unsettling story about deception, fear, and the terrifying realization that sometimes the greatest threats are hiding in plain sight. A simple decision to accept a job can open the door to a nightmare where survival depends on courage, intelligence, and the will to fight against overwhelming danger.